Good morning, dear friends. How are you? I'm Fotini. I'm talking to you from Athens, Greece. I'm a self-knowledge consultant. I'm an esoteric astrologer, an activator of higher consciousness. I'm carrying the energies of the High Priestess. And in my channel, Holistic Healing, you will find various topics about expanding your consciousness, about esoteric astrology, about activation of your etheric body, and so many other topics that you would like to know if you are in the path of self-knowledge, in any kind of path of connecting with your eternal higher self, in any path that I can call it the path of love. Because ultimately, the search is about love. And this is the subject of today's video, as Venus just entered Taurus, the sign that is the ruler. But it's also the ruler of the upcoming full moon in the axis Aries Libra. Venus rules Libra as the traditional ruler planet. Also, Libra is ruled by, esoterically, by Saturn and hierarchically by Uranus, according to esoteric astrology. So, it's quite early for a video here in Greece. It's just 11:30 in the morning. Just had my coffee, and immediately the downloading starts coming about what I want to share with you today. It has to do with what most of us, for quite some time, I would say, we are searching about relationship based on love. We are searching for romantic love. We are searching for partnership. And for me, it was the main thing of my life since I can remember myself, since I was 8, 9. I was married, divorced, had another very big relationship who guided me to self-knowledge. Get quite bruised by the theme of love, when finally, in 2019, my higher self, my soul, literally grabbed me, took me, and put me into what I call a spiritual quarantine. Yes, just before the official. I was very happy during the quarantine, very happy. The spiritual quarantine lasted till last year, till the end, to be precise, the end of the year of the snake. It lasted 7 years, 7 chakras, and completely transformed me, reshaped me. I'm not the person I was. There is nothing left, nothing. It was a very intense procedure with highs and lows, with so many deep experiences. Others, some of them were very painful. Some others were amazing, beautiful, exhilarating. I received so many gifts from my spiritual family. The codes that I'm sharing in the channel, the activation, the meetings I had, the travels I did, the encounters I had. And all of that came to a distilled wisdom. That's why I created this channel, whole, but also WH-OWL-ISTIC. It's the wisdom that brings the wholeness to me. And what is this wisdom? It is that in order to receive what you truly desire, without even knowing how to describe it, how that feels like, first, you have to know thyself. You have to heal yourself. And it's one and the same. And according to esoteric astrology, this is the experience of Venus. The higher mind, which is an aspect of the soul, because the soul has two distinct aspects. The aspect that is above, that is watching, the observer, and the part of the soul that is embodied and witnessing and experienced life, but without wisdom. When these two parts are connected and becoming one, integrated, whole system, then the experience, by the way, side note, I hear myself, my higher self saying, this is actually the procedure of death. This is what happens when we are crossing over. The experience don't actually matter. I mean, what actually happened. You tell me this, or I met this guy, or I met the other friend, and blah, blah, blah. That doesn't really matter. The faces don't really matter. What it matters is the connection. What it matters is the non-connection, or the failure of not connecting. And again, my higher self saying there is no failure. It's actually the incompetence of the human aspect to receive the blessing of love. That's why last October of 2025, I brought forth the Holy Grail activation. You can find it in the offerings in my community board. That was not the last activation, but one before the last. The last was the illuminated mind, the last activation. Because unless you have been illuminated, you cannot access and integrate everything. And I know that this experience is not for everybody, because many souls, actually the majority of humanity, is at the process of just experiencing, not wisdomize what they are living. But I'm here to offer certain guidance so that you can more wholeheartedly live your life. I have a client in the Way of the Rose, a woman who has taken the coach, who has living her life, not married, And she often said to me that she constantly wants more, but without taking the satisfaction of the experiences. And she asked me, what's the problem, Foutini? I know that many of you have the same question. I had that. Not question, feeling. The reason behind that is the disconnection, the dichotomy, that's a Greek word, the dichotomy of yourself. You are not whole. You are just acting like a customer of experience. You are buying experiences. You are testing the waters. You are marketing. You are in the marketing of experiences. But you are not consciously choosing your experiences. And that it's not good or bad. These are two different processes. For a human being to consciously choose the experience that he wants to embody, to live, he must first be totally grounded in the present moment, accepting everything. Second, be aware of what is soul. That means know thyself with capital S. Third, he must actually want to connect these two and get out of the ego mind that says, I want it my way. There is no such thing as bad. Soul never looks to the human as bad, as immature. The true reason is disconnection, is lack of self-awareness. That's the main reason. And Venus is actually, as a planet, which is the higher self of Gaia, has two parts, has the experience of the morning star when we are experiencing, and the evening star. We are in the evening star phase right now, and you can trace that in your chart also, if you would like to have a reading, of course. When we are in the morning star phase, we are experiencing life. When we are in the evening star, we are processing life from the lens of wisdom. We understand why things are happening as they are. And we get to choose what it really matters and what it is hidden behind what is happening. Most of the times, and this is unfortunate, but actually even that word, it's not actually true. We are not ready, and we don't have the appropriate vehicle to experience what it is given to us. 3 months ago, I had a very deep channel received from my soul. And I was told that 8 years ago, I was about to have a very beautiful experience concerning what I was desiring as a beautiful, loving relationship. But my soul told me that she picked for me a totally different detour and put me, as I said, to this isolation, spiritual isolation, but also human, because I wasn't ready to experience that. And I couldn't see that. I was angry. I was totally devastated. But looking now, not at the experience, but looking now at myself in the mirror, but in my life, within my body, I came to a very deep peace with why things looked like going one way, and what is truly happening with me, with others, with my life, and with every aspect of my life, whether it was my finances, my work, everything. And to my surprise, maybe that's why I was gifted the Holy Grail activation, which is very sacred. Is that the acceptance that I wasn't truly ready and mature to receive what I was asking for. And in actuality, I didn't even know what I was asking, what it is that I'm asking, to be more precise. And that's the key. Because my conscious mind, my body, had no clue of the feeling, the experience. It was something that I was asking for, but actually wasn't carrying the vessel of receiving it. And I hope that I can be very clear into what I'm describing to you. That's why all this work, that's why all that I'm sharing, that's why this channel is available now. Because you have to become the vessel of your desires. It's not a simple sentence, I want money, I want 2 million euros, or I want a perfect partner, or I want to go to Hawaii, or whatever. It's not about that. It's about holding the experience of satisfaction of what you are asking. You are at the same time capable not only to witness, to have, but also to sustain it and reap the true rewards of the experience, so that the experience has a meaningful, fulfilling use for you, so that you can be enriched from that experience, so that you can have it all and move forward and have another and another and another. Not circling around, let's do another trip, and let's do another trip. And all trips are the same. You are going to the same cafe. You are doing the same things. And you are putting experience in your bag, like going to a supermarket and buy different products. But in actuality, these are just products. It's not valuable assets or treasures for your soul. And your soul wants the best for you, believe me. Because your soul and you are one. And so let's go back to the entry of Venus in Taurus today. And this is the spot where Venus is grounded, is happy, because she receives a grounded proof of what the desires are meant for the individual who is asking for them. The individual gets to have the grounded experience, not the fantasy, not the philosophy, but the grounded experience. How does it feel to be loved fully, as you are, not as you presented, as you truly are, for what you are. How it is to have truly money. What is abundance? It's about being able to have it all, to travel, or maybe it's for being free, and what freedom means, and all of that. It's a grounded experience, and it's the last time that Venus will meet Uranus before Uranus moves into Gemini on the 24th, I believe, of April. When Uranus will meet, when Venus will meet her father, Uranus is the father of Venus. So I wanted to do this video and talking to you about the inner cause of dysfunctional life. And the hidden reason behind that is the lack of connection. The lack of connection with yourself. The lack of connection with your heart. With your heart, mind, and with your body. And there are various tools for that. You can find all my offerings in the community board. I posted also them in the previous channel that I uploaded. I will put them also in this one too. And I believe that I offered you food for thought at the beginning of this transit today as Venus enters Taurus. And also today is a 133 day, and 133 is the first code that Yeshua shared with me exactly 10 years ago, and the cycle is completed, he's saying, at least for me, and I know that for truth. The flower of the soul can only bloom when there is a solid foundation. There is a fertile soil. Only then the soul can allow the gifts to come to the surface. Because before that, the human being cannot receive them fully, cannot sustain them. And in many times, that happens with a lot of people that I have met, cannot even realize that that was a gift. And I'm going to close with that. Many people cannot actually realize that they have received a gift. They don't measure that way. And they go back to what they know, because it's unfamiliar to them. It's unfamiliar, the beauty of the gift. Thank you very much. I would appreciate your connection with me through your likes, through subscribing to the channel, if you feel like it. Have a great week. Bye.